Have you ever planned a trip to a dream destination, only to discover it could pose serious risks to your health? You're not alone. 70% of seniors unknowingly travel to places that may endanger their well-being, especially if they have chronic conditions like heart disease, arthritis, or respiratory issues. Take George, a lively 68-year-old retiree who never imagined his dream vacation to a tropical paradise could land him in the hospital with severe dehydration and heat stroke. But it did. The truth is that some destinations that seem perfect for relaxation or adventure can be hazardous as we age. In today's article, I'll reveal 6 dangerous places seniors should never visit, and why even a short trip could put your health at risk. Stay with me until the end because what you learn today could help you avoid life-threatening situations. Let me know in the comments where you're from, and don't forget to subscribe for more essential senior health tips. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. High-altitude destinations. The thin air trap. Let's start with a destination that might seem breathtaking, literally. High-altitude locations like Machu Picchu in Peru, the Swiss Alps, or even the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado, can pose serious health risks for seniors. While the scenery is undeniably stunning, the reality of reduced oxygen levels at high elevations can turn an exciting trip into a medical emergency. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at adapting to changes in oxygen levels. This makes seniors more susceptible to altitude sickness, a condition that can range from mild discomfort to life-threatening complications. Symptoms often start with headaches, dizziness, and shortness of breath but can escalate into nausea, confusion, and even dangerous conditions like high-altitude pulmonary edema, HAPE, or high-altitude cerebral edema, ASE. These conditions cause fluid to build up in the lungs or brain, requiring immediate medical attention. I'll never forget the story of Linda, a 70-year-old retiree from Texas, who had always dreamed of visiting Machu Picchu. She arrived in Cusco, Peru, elevation 11,152 feet, excited to start her adventure. However, within just a few hours, she began feeling unwell. At first, it was just a headache and some nausea, which she brushed off as travel fatigue. But by the next morning, Linda could barely stand. She was gasping for breath, her head throbbed unbearably, and her heart raced. Her travel companions rushed her to a local clinic, where doctors diagnosed her with severe altitude sickness. "I had no idea the altitude could affect me so badly," she later admitted. What was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime turned into days of recovery and medical treatment instead. To reduce the risks of altitude sickness, proper preparation is essential. If you're set on visiting a high-altitude destination, here are some steps to help minimize the dangers. Consult your doctor before your trip, especially if you have heart or lung conditions. Ascend gradually whenever possible. If you're flying directly to a high-altitude location, spend a few days at a moderate elevation to help your body adjust. Stay hydrated and avoid alcohol, which can worsen dehydration and altitude symptoms. Know the warning signs of altitude sickness and take them seriously. Ignoring symptoms can lead to severe complications. Consider medication like acetazolamide, Diamox, which can help your body acclimate more easily. If you're worried about altitude sickness but still want breathtaking views and scenic beauty, consider safer alternatives. Coastal cities, lowland national parks, and charming countryside destinations offer incredible experiences without the risks. For example, instead of Machu Picchu, you might explore the lush rainforests of Costa Rica. Instead of the Swiss Alps, the rolling hills of Tuscany provide equally stunning landscapes at much lower elevations. When planning your next adventure, remember that safety and enjoyment go hand in hand. With the right precautions, you can still see the world without gasping for air. 2. Extreme hot climates. The dehydration danger. Dreaming of a sunny beach vacation or an exciting adventure in a warm location? Before packing your bags, it's essential to consider the potential dangers of extreme heat, especially for seniors. Hot climates can be more than just uncomfortable. They can be life-threatening, particularly for older adults with underlying health conditions like heart disease or diabetes. Places like Death Valley, Dubai, or even Florida in the summer can present serious health risks due to the intense heat and high humidity. For seniors, the body's ability to regulate temperature weakens with age. Research from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has shown that older adults are more vulnerable to heat-related illnesses, such as dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. These conditions can develop quickly and may lead to severe complications if not treated promptly. Heat stroke can be fatal if not addressed in time. For instance, I once treated a 75-year-old man who collapsed from heat stroke after spending an entire day sightseeing in Las Vegas, a city known for its scorching summer temperatures. Despite being in relatively good health, he didn't realize how quickly the intense heat could overwhelm his body. He was experiencing signs of heat exhaustion without even noticing them, such as dizziness, excessive sweating, and confusion. It wasn't until he collapsed that he understood how dangerous the heat had become. Thankfully, we were able to treat him in time, but it was a close call. Heat stroke is particularly risky because it can occur without warning. The body becomes unable to cool itself, leading to a dangerously high body temperature, typically above 104 degrees Fahrenheit 40 degrees Celsius. Without immediate medical attention, heat stroke can result in organ failure, brain damage, or even death. Seniors, particularly those who are dehydrated or on medications that affect their ability to regulate body temperature, are at an even greater risk. Dehydration is another concern. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes, making it harder to recognize when we're dehydrated. Hot weather increases the body's need for water, and without adequate hydration, seniors can quickly become dehydrated, leading to weakness, dizziness, and confusion. Key signs that heat-related illness may be setting in. To avoid these risks, it's important to stay aware of the temperature and the specific conditions of your travel destination. Instead of opting for destinations with extreme heat, consider traveling to places with milder climates, such as the Mediterranean or the Pacific Northwest. These regions offer pleasant weather without the intense heat, allowing you to enjoy the beauty of your surroundings without putting your health in danger. Remember, when planning a trip, always consult with your doctor to ensure you're physically prepared for the climate. Be sure to pack light, breathable clothing, sunscreen, and plenty of water. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel overheated, seek shade, hydrate, and rest until you're feeling better. By choosing the right climate and taking necessary precautions, you can have a wonderful vacation while keeping your health and safety a top priority. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Remote wilderness areas. The isolation risk. For many adventurous seniors, the allure of exploring remote and untamed wilderness areas, like the Amazon rainforest, the Australian outback, or the rugged terrain of the Grand Canyon, can be irresistible. These areas offer unmatched beauty, a sense of peace, and an escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. However, they also present significant risks, especially for older adults. One of the most concerning risks is the lack of easy access to medical facilities and emergency services, making these destinations particularly dangerous if something goes wrong. Consider the story of Robert, a 72-year-old avid hiker and outdoor enthusiast, who decided to take on a challenging hike in the Grand Canyon. Robert had always been in good health, maintaining an active lifestyle, and he felt confident about his abilities. However, during his hike, he suddenly experienced severe chest pain. Alone, far from help, and without cell phone reception, he found himself in a terrifying situation. It took hours before rescuers were able to reach him, and although he ultimately survived, the ordeal was incredibly frightening for both him and his family. Had Robert been further into a more remote section of the canyon, or in an even more isolated location, the outcome might have been tragically different. This story highlights a critical point. As we age, our health needs can change, and what was once a simple adventure can quickly turn into a life-threatening situation. Seniors may have underlying health conditions, such as heart problems, diabetes, or respiratory issues, which could become exacerbated in extreme environments or during physically demanding activities. In remote wilderness areas, even a minor injury or sudden health issue can become much more serious when help is hours away. If you're an older adult who loves nature and adventure, it's crucial to weigh the risks of traveling to remote areas where medical assistance is not readily available. Instead of venturing deep into isolated environments, consider destinations that offer easy access to medical care. National parks, for example, often have visitor centers with first aid stations and are typically located near medical facilities. Guided tours are another excellent option, as they provide the added benefit of experienced guides who are familiar with the terrain and can quickly assess emergencies. When planning outdoor adventures, always prioritize your safety. Make sure to let someone know your plans, carry a fully charged phone or satellite phone if necessary, and have a clear route for help in case of emergencies. As much as the thrill of exploring remote wilderness areas can be tempting, your health and safety should always come first. The beauty of nature is something that can be experienced in many places, and you can enjoy it with peace of mind if you choose destinations that are both exciting and accessible to medical help. 4. Crowded cities. The stress and pollution problem. Cities like New York, Tokyo, and Mumbai offer vibrant cultural experiences, world-class restaurants, and exciting entertainment, but they can also be overwhelming, especially for seniors. The constant movement, crowded streets, and non-stop noise can create an environment that is more stressful than enjoyable. Many older adults find that navigating packed sidewalks, standing in long lines, or dealing with rush hour traffic takes a physical and mental toll. One major concern in large metropolitan areas is air pollution. Smog, vehicle emissions, and industrial pollutants contribute to poor air quality, which can be especially harmful to seniors with respiratory conditions like asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, or heart disease. A Harvard University study found that long-term exposure to urban air pollution can significantly increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes in older adults. Even short-term exposure to high pollution levels can lead to shortness of breath, fatigue, and increased inflammation, exacerbating conditions like arthritis and high blood pressure. Another factor is noise pollution, which can come from honking cars, construction work, and large crowds. Prolonged exposure to loud environments has been linked to higher stress levels, sleep disturbances, and even cognitive decline. For seniors with anxiety, the constant stimulation of a big city can feel overwhelming rather than exciting. I've personally seen patients return from trips to bustling cities feeling more exhausted than rejuvenated. Instead of enjoying their vacation, they spent much of their time feeling overwhelmed by the crowds and struggling with fatigue from sensory overload. For those who love urban experiences but want to avoid the stress and health risks of large cities, consider visiting smaller, less crowded destinations. Charleston, South Carolina, with its historic charm, walkable streets, and coastal breezes, offers cultural richness without the intensity of a major metropolis. Kyoto, Japan, known for its serene temples and traditional tea houses, provides a peaceful alternative to Tokyo's fast-paced environment. Even smaller European cities, such as Salzburg, Austria, can offer stunning architecture, museums, and cultural attractions in a more relaxed setting. By choosing destinations that offer cultural and historical experiences without overwhelming crowds, seniors can still enjoy travel without compromising their health and well-being. 5. Cruise ships, the germ hotspot. Cruises are a popular choice for seniors, offering relaxation, entertainment, and breathtaking ocean views. However, they also come with hidden health risks that many travelers overlook. With thousands of passengers in close quarters, shared dining spaces, buffets, and communal activities, cruise ships can quickly become breeding grounds for contagious illnesses. One of the most common health threats aboard a cruise is norovirus, a highly contagious stomach virus that spreads rapidly in enclosed environments. Symptoms include severe vomiting, diarrhea, and dehydration, which can be particularly dangerous for older adults. Additionally, respiratory infections such as influenza, COVID-19, and pneumonia can circulate easily due to shared air systems and frequent social interactions. I'll never forget the case of Margaret, a 69-year-old retiree who had been eagerly anticipating her dream cruise. She spent months planning, choosing excursions, and packing the perfect outfits. But just a few days into the voyage, she began feeling unwell. Nausea and fatigue quickly escalated into a full-blown stomach virus, forcing her to spend most of her trip confined to her cabin. Instead of enjoying the sights and social events, she was battling dehydration and discomfort, missing out on the experience she had been looking forward to for months. Unfortunately, Margaret's story is not unique. Many travelers have faced similar disappointments due to onboard illnesses. To minimize your risk while cruising, consider these precautions. Choose shorter cruises, 3 to 5 days, to reduce exposure to potential outbreaks. Opt for smaller ships or river cruises, which have fewer passengers and tend to be less crowded. Stay up to date on vaccinations, including flu shots, COVID-19 boosters, and pneumonia vaccines. Practice good hygiene, such as washing hands frequently, using hand sanitizer, and avoiding buffet-style dining where germs can spread easily. Bring essential medications, including anti-nausea and anti-diarrheal remedies, just in case. While cruising can be a fantastic way to travel, being informed and taking preventive steps can help ensure a healthier and more enjoyable experience. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 6. Developing countries. The health hazard. Traveling to developing countries can be an exciting adventure, but for seniors, it often comes with significant health risks. Many of these regions have challenges related to poor sanitation, contaminated water, and a higher prevalence of infectious diseases. Countries in South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and parts of Latin America often struggle with inconsistent healthcare infrastructure, making it difficult for travelers to receive proper medical attention if they fall ill. One of the biggest dangers is exposure to unsafe drinking water. In many developing countries, tap water is not treated to the same standards as in the United States, making it a breeding ground for bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Consuming even a small amount of contaminated water, whether through drinking, brushing your teeth, or eating raw produce washed in local water, can lead to severe gastrointestinal illnesses like traveler's diarrhea, dysentery, or cholera. Food safety is another concern. Unfamiliar spices, improper food handling, and street vendors with questionable hygiene practices can put seniors at risk of foodborne illnesses. Additionally, tropical diseases like malaria, dengue fever, and typhoid are common in many developing nations. These illnesses can be particularly dangerous for older adults with weaker immune systems or pre-existing health conditions. To illustrate the risks, consider my patient John, an active 70-year-old retiree who loves to travel. During a trip to Thailand, he drank what he thought was bottled water, only to later discover it had been refilled from an unsafe source. Within days, he developed a severe bacterial infection that left him hospitalized for weeks. His condition was worsened by dehydration and difficulty accessing quality medical care in a rural area. Although he eventually recovered, the experience made him much more cautious about choosing travel destinations. This doesn't mean seniors should give up on international travel entirely. Instead, it's wise to choose destinations with strong healthcare systems, high sanitation standards, and low disease risks. Countries like Costa Rica, Portugal, and New Zealand offer incredible cultural experiences while maintaining excellent infrastructure and healthcare services. If you do decide to visit a developing country, take precautions such as drinking only bottled or purified water, avoiding raw foods, and consulting a travel doctor for recommended vaccines and medications before your trip. And that wraps up today's video. I hope you found this information eye-opening and helpful when planning your future travels. Staying informed is one of the best ways to protect your health and make sure your trips are enjoyable and stress-free. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you'll put into practice when planning your next vacation? Maybe you didn't realize how dangerous high-altitude destinations could be, or perhaps you'll be more cautious about traveling to extreme heat zones or remote areas. Whatever stood out to you, let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and your insights might even help other viewers. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us create more content tailored to seniors who want to live their best, healthiest lives. Also, hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest tips and advice. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Stay safe, stay informed, and happy travels. I'll see you in the next video.